your personal life and your business life are intertwined with each other. You're going to spend a lot of your heartfelt time working on your business. So you want to make sure that everything else in your life is running the way it should be running. Spend time on these things. These things are important. So when you look at how to form your business, here's the first kind, the sole proprietor. I'm in business. Congratulations. I'm a sole proprietor at that point. Means that you are responsible for everything. If you make a mistake, everybody can sue you for everything you own. They can take away your house, your car, whatever they can take away. They can take away everything. Those types of businesses are also franchises. Multi-level marketing and network marketing companies, they all fall within personal liability. If you do something wrong, you misrepresent the client in any way whatsoever, you're the person they come to. You think they call the corporation? They don't. They call you, and you're responsible. If you don't get sued, you may lose a customer. So you have to know that you're liable for everything. So, or you might be the agent of a company. I'm representing this company. Well, you do. My favorite story is the IRS. Everybody had a call from the IRS saying, you have to pay your taxes. Anybody had that call before? Well, I've had it, okay? I love the IRS. They're my favorite people because they love me enough to keep persistent calling. They're like the best marketing company I've ever seen. But the IRS agent calls you, and I said, let's just work it out. And I say, if you don't want to work it out, that's fine with me. Okay, and they say, well, I can't work it out. For example, I've heard this story before. And we're going to just come and get you anyway. I said, okay, fine. I said, you can come and get me. I said, I'll come and get you. The IRS. I said, you do? Well, tell me about that. You can't sue the IRS. I said, I agree, I cannot, but I can sue you. What's your name? What's your number? I'll come and I'll sue you personally, and you can do that. And I said, you ask your supervisor if I can do that. Your supervisor in the IRS will not protect you from a personal lawsuit. You're on your own. Even if you work for a company, if you're an employee, you can be sued for personal liability. Does the company protect you or not? You're still liable. Independent contractor, same thing. You're still liable. You can be sued. If you do a job for a company and they don't like the job you do, they can sue you for it. Not only do they not have to pay you, they can take a little extra. So, not personally liable, a corporation. As long as what you do is legal, you can't violate the law. You can't deal in some illegal activity. You can't sell drugs, that kind of thing. That's considered illegal still, by the way. And so as long as you're a legal company, you follow the laws, you don't steal, you don't rob, that kind of thing, then if you're under a corporation, nobody can touch you. They can only go after the corporation. You're personally not associated with it. They can take the corporation away. They can't take any of your personal assets away. But you got to keep those apart from your personal finances. You can't have one bank account with all your money in it. You have to keep a separate bank account, a separate accounting system. If you don't do that, it's called piercing the veil. It means that everything is intertwined, so you can't separate personal from corporate. So that's something you want to make sure you do. It doesn't hurt your credit. So if you go bankrupt in a corporation, it doesn't hurt your credit. It absolutely does not touch you whatsoever. Your personal credit is still your personal credit. The company's credit is the company's credit. And if the company's credit gets good, it can actually help you improve your personal credit. So you're taxed at a lower rate than personal with many deductions. So how many people think that corporations pay most of the taxes in this country? Okay, most people don't believe that. 60% of the taxes in this country, over 60% of the taxes come from the ordinary poor folk like us. Or if you're a poor folk, excuse me if you're not. Okay. So personal assets such as houses are protected. So that's an important thing to know. You want to be a corporation. If you can do it, you want to be a corporation. It has some responsibilities to it. It's a little extra work for it, but these are the benefits. If you don't have any personal assets whatsoever, then maybe it's a proprietorship for you. But it's like you want to do the analysis. You want to make sure once you start to get a lot of money, then where are you putting it? You start buying that new car, that new house, all that new stuff, the swimming pool. If it's all part of the same bag, something goes wrong, it all goes out the window. Business process is to create the product. You have to have a product. It must exist. And it must be well defined. So I'm just going to go through this briefly. All of us engineers here in the room. So we talk about how we go through the the process of designing something, requirements, and the project management level that goes into all of these aspects. So you have to have a workflow. If this is not your core competency, if this is not what you do really well, you want to have somebody that does this. Don't feel like you have to know everything. You don't. There are people better than you at everything. Henry Ford said the best words. He says, he had a, what, 4th or 5th grade education. They tried to kick him out of his office. They said, had him in the courtroom. He said, hey, you don't know enough to run this corporation. The country's economy depends on you. We're going to have to replace you with somebody that's smart and went to school. And he says, why is that? He says, because you don't understand what there is to do. He says, I don't have to understand. Just sit at my desk and push the right button. I push a button, the best lawyer comes in. I push a button, the best marketer comes in. The best finance person. All I have to do is push a button. I don't have to know anything. I just listen. So, learn to listen. Learn to hire the right people. So, funding. So I was saying this earlier, small business contributes 65% of all new jobs in these last 17 years. We are the leaders. You are the champions of everybody. You're the heroes. 10% of the jobs come from big corporations. So if you're looking for a job today, and I know some of you may be, your best chance is to go to somebody that's not even advertising. Go to a small company. How many people own a business right here today? How many people are business owners? Okay, got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many people could use the right person today to make a difference in their business? How many people could do that? If you had the right person show up right now to help you with their business, we gotta have hands going up. How many people want a job today? How many people are looking for a job today? Okay, Alex is quitting right away. If you're looking for a job today, talk to these people. They're gonna put you to work. If they don't put you to work, they're going to hook you up with somebody that will. There is no excuse for you not having an income, not having a job, being unemployed. If you want to be employed, it's all over the place. People need you. Everybody needs everybody else, okay? It all works like that. It's really simple. 13 times more patents come out of small companies. 97%. That's the thing that makes a difference in this country is not, according to the economist, is not the national debt. It has nothing to do with it. In a few more years, the national debt is going to be like not even important. It's just the way that economics are scaling throughout the world. The national debt is just going to go like this. It's not going to become in the radar. What's going to get in the radar is this 97% of the exports are made by small businesses. Big business does very little exporting. Almost all the exporting comes from small businesses. So, learn who you are. You make the difference. The latest figures show that small business creates 75% of the net new jobs in our economy. 75%. So our economy, everybody else's economy is tied to what you do and what you're thinking and what you're doing right now in your brain. If you don't think your contribution, you are the contribution. You make the difference in the world, not just your life, but everybody else's life in the world. You will make a difference where you export, you make a difference here where you create new jobs in our economy. Greatest opportunities in funding and money today all exist in small business. There is lots of money out there. All you have to do is ask. So, my little zip, this is supposed to come flying in from the side, but it's stuck up there. It says, small business rules, yay! Okay. What you need to know is funding is abundant. Small business is the greatest target to receive funding, but you don't understand it, and you don't need to know the strengths and weaknesses of money today. Where do you get the money? Well, you can go ask your friends, but if you're a corporation, it's called friends and family with corporations. So that means if you can't afford to pay them back, you don't have to pay them back, but you want to pay them back, because remember that there are people you're closely associated with, so you got a relationship going. It's a tough way to go because you've got personal feelings about wanting to take care of your friends. You don't want them to lose your money. There's some dedication in it. They may put pressure on you. I said family. I don't really mean family at all. Don't ever go to your family for money. That's my golden rule. But they're like family. They're like close to family. They're people probably not directly related to you. You don't want to borrow money from your mother, believe me. It's just for my mother, no. But maybe your mother, yes. Okay, and then for founders, people that are in it with you, people that are in it to make a difference in the world, make a difference in their lives, make a difference in the company that they see the vision, they have the idea with you. Those are founders. They may have money. Not everybody is just in it for fun. They'll put their money in there. It's actually called an ownership in the company. So the founders can buy in an ownership. I can talk about that all day long, but it's more like a sidebar for me. Angel investors. Okay, if you want to go to an angel investor, you're going to take 10 to 50% immediately, plus 10% of the money they get you, plus another 10% minimum of the company. And you're talking like $100,000, $150,000. When you come back for another $200,000, $300,000 or 30, 40%, you may go $1 million up to $3 million with an angel investor. And by the time you're done, they'll own 50% of your company. Then you go to the VC, you've got $100 million. You're going to look at 99+%. Okay, so that's a way to go. But there could be a reason to do it this way. But you want to know that for most companies, angel investing, VC investing is not the best choice for you. Some companies that is the best choice, but not for everybody. You want to understand what your best choice is. You can get unsecured money, means that there's no tangible asset that it's associated with, or you can get secured money, which means that you have a product for sale, you have sales income, you have sales receipts, you have contracts, stuff like that. We can get you funding on that right away. Okay, SBA. I used to call them the kiss of death, but struggling small businesses that get a huge amount of money from the Small Business Administration go bankrupt within the first year, just all over the place. What happens with the SBA is now that they've really changed their rules quite a bit. It's much easier to get money. I don't say it's simple, but it's much easier to get money. You might have to write your congressman to get it, but they're called first in, first out. So it means that when you borrow money from the SBA, you've got to pay it back before you take out another line of credit. So they are very, very greedy with their money. So you want to know what the rules of the SBA are, and it'll make you fill out a lot of paperwork to go there. Grants are good. If you're not a grant writer, you want to talk to somebody that is, or find somebody that is. Or my favorite, strategic. No money at all. Just make an association with somebody that has money, and you have money immediately. It might call it a sale, in other words. Okay, and I was going to do something here. We'll show you. It's very simple to do the Secretary of State thing for corporate. To start a corporation, all you have to do is go to this website right here. It's called Name Search. Just go to the Secretary of State corporation name, and get this little thing. Try this name. Try that name. And if it's not listed, it's yours. That's how you can fit your company name. So you can sit there and play that game until you have a name for your company. So if you don't have a name for your company, this is how you get it. And once you file, then it's like $100 to file. $100 plus $25 if you do it expedited. And you have to either go there in person. If you don't go there in person and send it by a courier, it's going to take you about 6 months to get your corporation done. If you can wait, that's fine. But don't mail it in. If you want to, you can go to some of these websites and pay $500 for it, or you can go and spend about less than $200. We'll do the same thing for you. So, and what we will do that they won't do is we'll give you all the other paperwork. You don't need stock certificates, all this other stuff. You just don't. I mean, you can have it. That's fine. You don't really need it. What you really need is a lot of corporate documents that shows what the ownership of the corporation is. So you need legal things, that you need entities in place for it. So the other thing you want to do is you want to create product and show how the product will succeed for corporate funding. You want to show your financials. You want to have buyers ready to buy, prepaid sales, purchase orders, letter of intent or letters of credit. We just did a letter of intent, a letter of credit for $2 million here recently. Company did a $4 million sale. They have no money to manufacture at all. Everybody's like, oh, well, where do we get $2 million, right? $20,000 if we ask everybody we know, maybe $2,000 if I ask myself, but we need $2 million. So we got to transfer